So now we have installed PyCharm IDE and we have created one project. Now we'll see how to write a proper code and follow a proper Pipette standard in PyCharm IDE. You can use any other IDE like VS Code and Sublime, and all the things that I will tell you, I will explain in PyCharm, you can follow on other IDEs as well. But PyCharm will be very easy to use for a beginner stage. So first we'll see how to create a .py files in PyCharm. So in PyCharm community version, there is no support for Jupyter Notebook, but in VS Code, you can use Jupyter Notebook inside the VS Code as well. So in PyCharm, we will strictly use .py file. If you want Jupyter Notebook support in PyCharm, you need to use professional version. Okay. So first right click on the demo project and you can see there is a new option. Inside the new, you can see there are multiple options like file, scratch file, directory, Python package, Python file, HTML. So these are the files that we can create. So as of now, we will use Python file. Okay. So I will create one Python file and name of this Python file will be config. No need to mention .py file because it will automatically add the extension. Okay. So config.py file has been created. We have also created main.py file. Okay. Now the project environment is also present. So this demo project.env we have also added. Now how to run the project? So let's say in config.py file, I will simply write, or let's say in main.py file. Okay. So in main.py file, I will simply write one Python code, print hello world. Okay. Now I want to run this main.py file. So I have multiple options. First, I can choose file from this part, current file, and I can click on this main.py file. Okay. And you can see the shortcut as well, like Shift plus F10. So if you click on this button, it will execute main.py file and you will get the output in this terminal, hello world. Okay. And one more option, you can just right click on the main.py file and click on run main. And again, you can run your code. So this is second option. Third option is click on terminal and make sure that it is Microsoft Windows terminal, not the PowerShell. In last session, I have explained how to change this PowerShell to Windows. So if you still getting Windows PowerShell, watch the previous session and you can see how you can change from Microsoft PowerShell to Windows. Okay. Now here you can see which environment currently we are using. So demo project env, this is the current environment that we are using. Now if I type dir inside the terminal window, you can see all the files present inside this folder. So here config.py file, main.py file is present. I want to execute and run the main.py file code. So I can simply just type main.py file. Sorry, first you need to clear the screen and type Python main.py file, enter. And here you can see the code has been executed properly. So these are the three ways where you can run your Python code using this button, using right click option, and you can also type Python main.py file from this option. Okay. Now first I will create one more code inside the config file. Let's say here I will create one more file, let's say utility file. Okay. Utility, that's it. Now here I will create one function, def add, and inside the def function I will pass one parameter x and one more parameter y, and it will return x plus y. Sorry. So I have created one function. Let's create one more function, def multiplication. Again, it will take one parameter x and another parameter, return x into y. Okay. Now if I want to call this function, then I can simply write print add x equal to 3 comma y equal to 4. and again I will copy the same command, paste it here, and instead of 3 I will just, instead of add, I will type multiplication. Okay, now if I execute this code using run utility, I will get the output 7 and 12. Now what I will do, I will just copy this command and I will paste this inside the main.py file. Now if I execute the utility.py file, run utility.py file, this code will run successfully, but we will not get any output. The reason is we are running utility.py file and here we have only declared the functions. We are not calling that function. But if you see the main.py file, here we are calling those functions, add and multiplication. Okay, now let's execute the main.py file. Now here you can see name error, name add is not defined. Okay, now the reason is add is not defined because add function and multiplication function is present inside the config this file, utility.py file. Okay, let me close this part. So this function add and mul is present inside the utility.py file, but I am calling that code, but I am calling main.py file. Okay, so that's why we will get this error. Now what you can do is, if you face such kind of error, then you can just try importing those function inside the main.py file. So from utility import add comma multiplication. Okay, now let's execute the run main.py file and see we got the output. Okay, similarly, let's say in config.py file, I will create one more variable, a equal to name. Let's say a equal to some value 3, b equal to again some value 4, and name equal to name, and then age equal to anything. Okay, now when you create a variable, okay, let me write few things. So I have created a few variables inside the config.py file, a, b, name, dev, age, and main.py file is the main file which I am going to run. Now let's call those variable here as well, and I will create one more function inside the utility. So let's say def, here I will add def greet. So greet function will take first parameter name, and then here I will add return hello dot format name. Okay, so what this greet function will do, it will take first parameter name and then it will pass that name to this dot format function, and then that name will be added to this string value hello dev, something like that. So first again in main.py file, I need to import that function. So from utility import greet. Okay, and let's call that function here print greet, and I need to pass name variable also. Name I have declared using capital variable. Now the reason is I have declared all the variables inside the config is, generally config.py file is our settings file. So all the hard coded values that we use inside the code, we need to declare that in a separate file. Don't add hard coded values inside the code. Declare that in a proper separate file so that we can maintain it in a proper way. And this is the production standard. So inside the config.py file, I have declared all the variable like A, B, C, but make sure that all the variables are declared in caps lock for better identification and a proper standard. Now I will call all the variables from config like a, b, name, age. So inside the main.py file, I want to import from config, import a, b, name and age. Now let's execute this code main.py file again. So let's close this terminal and right click run main.py file. So you can see we got the message hello world and then 7, 12 and message and name. So this is how you can run the Python code. Now the thing is, using PyCharm, you can also see what are the Puppet standard that you have not followed. So as of now, we have installed the PyCharm freshly. So that's why you will not see those underline. So once you do some settings, you can see those underline. Let's say here, if I click my cursor, then you can see pep8 E303, too many blank lines. So when you write a code, you need to follow a Puppet standard. But if you don't know, you can just click your cursor on the slightly underlined line and click on reformat the file. So once you click on the reformat, it will arrange your code in a proper formatted structure. Let's say if I import pandas, okay, import pandas as PD, then import math as NP, sorry, M, and import numpy as np. So I have imported math, pandas, math, numpy, all these packages. But now let's say if I click on terminal and if I type python main.py file, enter, then see I got all the output hello world 7, 12 and all the name. But we are not utilizing this pandas, math and numpy libraries. So Python will highlight those libraries which are not utilized. So for that, you just need to reboot your PyCharm application. Means you need to restart your machine and then it will turn on the IntelliSense. So you can track what are the packages which are not used in your code. And if you make any mistake, let's say you forgot to write the colon, then you can see there is a red underscore line. So this line indicates that this part contain error. So before running the code, you can see the error is present inside this demo project. Main.py file contain error, and this red line indicate that this part contain like in this part you will face the error. So you can review the code and complete that part. So this is how you can use PyCharm to write a code. You can just create different .py file to write your code in a logical structured format and then import all the things into your main.py file. So let's say if you create 5 to 10 .py files, then you just need to have one driver script. So that driver script will import all those .py file into one main file and you can run your entire project using this environment. Okay, so here we have seen how to run Python code on PyCharm. You can use that button option. You can type Python like Python space app main.py file, and you can also run or import other packages or files inside your driver script. So in next session, we will see how to structure the machine learning project in a proper way, like what are the files that you need to maintain and how to write readme files and what are the things you need to take care of while working on any production level project. Okay, so yeah.